Hi, it's Dr. Rowe on the go. Good morning to you. It's 8:15 in the morning and I've been on the go since 4 o'clock this morning actually, and that's really the theme of this short message to all of you listening. If you're thinking of running a business, you're possibly just starting out in business, whatever your business is, whether it's a retail business, whether it's property, which is why I'm in the car right now, it really doesn't matter what it is. I want to address a subject that comes up a lot, and particularly when I'm running my events, my seminars, and I'm there presenting people with a chance to literally transform their lives. And one of the biggest excuses, and it is an excuse, and I can't stress this enough, is people say to me, yeah, but you don't understand. I haven't got enough time to do this. And I say, no, but you don't understand. You have to do this if you don't have enough time. And that's the first message I want to give to all of you watching this now is, if you're looking at even remotely starting a business, you got to remember you're coming from what is typically a job mindset. And as I'm talking to you here right now, you could probably see people walking past me. I'm literally in the car park of a supermarket here. And I've been on the road now for, what, 3.5 hours or so. And I find people say to me, but I'm just too busy. And I say to people, look, just remember this phrase. You have to make your excuses your reason for doing something. If you don't have enough money and you're 35, 40, 50 years of age, or you're even in your 20s, and you say you don't have enough money, my response is that's exactly why you need to do this. If you say to me, but you don't understand, I don't have enough time, I'm going to say to you, that's exactly why you need to do this. Because whatever you're doing right now obviously hasn't created enough time in your life to be able to allow you to have the time that you would like to have to do the things you want to do. And that's true of all of us. When I first started off into property, I sat in an event with the Rich Dad Tigrant organization, and I was 35 years of age. I didn't have the 20, 23, 24,000 pounds at the time to put down on an education program that would enable me to go out and do mentoring and go on various courses and things like that. And yet we ended up taking that off credit cards to pay for that, to enable us to go forward and then create the security and build the property portfolio that we finally did, myself and my business partner Raj. I could have made it an excuse and say, we don't understand, I'm busy, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. But the truth is, at 35 years of age, it's quite embarrassing to think that I actually didn't have those funds available to me. Bearing in mind, I'd been working in my career, I'd got a PhD, etc. So if you're watching this right now, and as I say, I'm sitting in this car park here, people are on their way to work. They are in a job mindset. And that's the conditioning that they've had for many, many years. If I stop any one of these people right now and say, look, do me a favor, give me half an hour of your time, give me 2 hours of your time, let me take you around this town and I can show you properties that will produce cash flow of 500, 600, 700, 800 pounds a month. And bearing in mind the income in this area, because I'm in the north of England, probably the average income is about 17 to 20,000 pounds a year tops. It doesn't take many of those properties, as you could probably imagine, maybe 2 or 3, to give somebody a completely different lifestyle. And you know, the response I'll probably get is, well, I don't really have the time to do that. I have to get to my job. And this is the challenge that people in a job mindset face. I was there many, many years ago, where literally my head was down and it was keep your head down, work hard, don't stick your head up too much and look at other things because you're going to get distracted and you're climbing the corporate ladder. So if you're watching this at the moment and you genuinely have a passion to make transformation, you're going to have to find the time. I have a 9-month-old daughter who was actually 9 months about 3 days ago. And I've got a 7-year-old daughter as well, and a beautiful fiance. And we have a home near the school. And ordinarily I would have been up now. Actually, we would just have dropped my daughter off and we'd be walking back to our home with our little one in a pram. I'm not doing that today. I said to my fiance, honey, I need to head north just for the day. I'm up and down in a day. I left, actually, I think I left at 4:30 this morning, and I was physically up just before 4 this morning. Yet last night we sat up, we were planning what we were doing for Christmas. She knows I'm up and down in a day. Why have I come up? I just closed on a property 5 days ago. It's a 5/6 bedroom property that's going to yield between 800 to 1,000 pounds a month. I'm looking at a 10-bedroom HMO. I've just been sent some details by my sourcing agent for 9 flats up here as well, which I'd like to look at. I'm going to meet with a builder who's refurbishing another property of mine, which is 6 rooms. And I want to get up and meet the team. I want to connect with them. It's a day up. It's a chance to look at those opportunities. If even just one of those deals I'm looking at today, the new ones, comes off, that's great. The other 2 are going to happen anyway. So it's worth my time to come up and down. Once I've been up and down in the day, I'm efficient. I can now have my team spend time working on those projects for me. And this is the mindset that an entrepreneur has separately to somebody in a job mindset. Somebody in a job mindset has to control everything. And they'll say, well, I can't find the time to come up. You will spend, on average, an hour a day, on average, the average person getting to work. That's an hour there and an hour back. That's 2 hours a day. Times 5 days a week. Think about that. That's 2 hours times 5. That's 10 hours a week. Average person works 48 weeks a year. That's 48 weeks a year. That means that the average person is going to spend 480 hours per year just going to and from work. And that assumes you only work 5 days a week, and that assumes there's no delays in the traffic. Some people might be less. There'll be a lot more people spending more time. I used to spend sometimes 2 hours to get into work and 2 hours to get back. But let's stick with 480. Now 480 divided by a 24-hour day means 20 days non-stop, just traveling. That's like you wake up at the beginning of January and you sit in your car and you don't stop. Imagine you could just keep refueling the car. You don't stop to go to the toilet, you don't stop to eat, you just keep driving for 20 days non-stop. That would be ludicrous if you said to somebody, hey, see you later, but I'm just going to drive for 20 days just for my career, just to get to work. Or if you divide it by 8, as in an 8-hour working day, that's like whatever, that's 60, isn't it? I think it's like 60 days, 60 working days that you spend traveling. And the worst thing with that is, and I discovered this, is in your job, you may be paid 10, 15, 20 pounds an hour if you average it out. In fact, just a quick sum for you, average income in this country is about £30,000 per year. Average person works something like, by the time they've left home and got home, it's 10 hours in a day. If you work it out over 48 weeks, it's something like 2,400 hours per year just working. By the time you've left home and come home, because that's working time as far as I'm concerned, that's about £11 an hour. But let's say you're on a higher salary, 50, 60, 100,000 pounds a year, then maybe your hourly rate goes up to 30, 40 pounds an hour if you work it out. But you don't, that's what you get paid, but they charge you out of that. And I discovered I was being charged out 3 to 5 times my salary. So you're spending all this time traveling to work and traveling back to be charged out at more than you're getting paid. The people in your company are likely to be being paid more than you, your bosses, and they're getting higher salaries, etc. So you've got to make a decision. You say that you don't have the time to do this, but my personal response to that is you don't have the time not to do this. If you want one tip in starting a business, find the time. Do whatever it takes. Put enough reason behind it. I know if a couple of these properties come off that I'm looking at today, even one plus the 2 I've already got, let's say the 10 bedder comes off. That's about £1,500 a month cash flow to £1,800 a month cash flow. Let's say worst case scenario, £1,500 a month cash flow. That's £1,500 a month. That's £18,000 a year. Imagine what that could do for my children for the next 20 or 30 years. So from my perspective, a day worth 180,000 over 10 years or 360,000 over 20 years, there's no argument here. So this is the message I want to get across to everybody is make the reason so powerful, so emotional, so strong that you will do whatever it takes to get the results you need to achieve. And if starting a business is a fearful thing, take support, get mentors, get people around you, get this right, get your mindset right. On our EMT programs, we have a lot of people working on their mindset because unconsciously we're communicated in such a way that when we're talking about the subject we're nervous about, we can decode the unconscious communication, find out where the blocks are, restructure that so that people suddenly start to see deals coming to them, opportunities coming to them, money coming to them, communication becomes more impactful. And that's the power of Elite Mind technology as well. So, business tip, don't make time an excuse. Make it a reason why you need to build your business. And I promise you, you're going to have the most amazing journey. It's Dr. O on the go. Speak to you soon. Cheers.